Welcome back to Mexico, everybody. Today, a impromptu, low production value, low quality video about changing our spare tire. We did a video on this a year or two ago, but we were very cramped for space in our back alley there, and it was kind of a boring video with not a lot of detail, and a lot of people have asked exactly how we get a 300-pound tire down off this spare tire rack and mounted up on the truck. So this tire was mounted on our front driver's side, and it had some alignment issue, and also our adjustable rate shock absorber, the Rancho 9000 XLs, were set too soft, and so it started chopping and cupping a little bit, and we were pushing home at the end of a long trip, and that kind of got ignored, and then it was too far gone. So I rotated the tires. It's now here on the back passenger corner, but it's still wearing pretty quickly. Once that sort of wear sets in, it doesn't easily, it doesn't stop. It just keeps on wearing very poorly. So this tire is, down to 1/8 inch, maybe 1/4 inch of tread left on these lugs. So while it still holds air, I'm gonna rotate it up to the spare and put the spare down here. Now I've got the highest quality jack that money will buy at Harbor Freight on our way down through the US. And we're doing this actually on this sandy spot just to kind of give ourselves a worst case scenario of changing a tire in the sand in a bad situation. It's not the worst. The view of the ocean isn't bad from here. But anyway, jack up your tire. And in lieu of jack stands, which I didn't bring along to Mexico, I've thrown our high lift jack right here on our bumper, and that should give a little added security. Okay, so probably the meat and potatoes that everybody actually wants to know is, how do I get a 300-pound tire down off this rack onto the ground? And for that, I have this L bracket I welded up with holes provisioned here. Am I recording? Yep. And there is a stub up here to which that mounts. So if you come around to this side, you can kind of see it hangs over the tire, and there's two sets of holes. If I put the pulleys on this one, it tends to swing out away from the rack, and if I use the inner set, then when we lift it up, it kind of sucks itself up onto the tire rack. Okay, and then as you can probably see, I've got a series of 4 pulleys and a ratchet strap, a big 2-inch ratchet strap I've strapped around the tire. The pulleys are affixed to that, and of course to the top. Make sure you've got on your safety sandals, because it's coming down in a hurry. And then I just go back a few steps. I guess I don't need to shout. And then I just go back a few steps and get a good grip on it so that I don't have to hand over hand on the rope. I can just wrap it around my butt and walk closer. And let go. And so now the tire is loose. I just walk towards it. And she's down. That is the easy part with gravity on your side. So now get the other tire off, swap them around, and we'll carry on.
Old and busted, new and shiny.
So before I jacked it up, I loosened all the nuts half a turn so that I could easily get them off when the time comes. And because this is a shady operation with no jack stands, mind your toes. Okay, tire's loose, or rather not tight. And because these are hub-centric rims, meaning that they don't center on the lug nuts, but rather the weight is carried by the center bore, You need to be very square about removing them. Get this one out of the way. Don't put your hand under this thing, or you're gonna have a bad day. So I'm removing a little bit of the sand just so it's slightly lower. Goodbye, hat. So I can see it's all lined up now, except I'm at 1/4 inch low. So to lift up the tire, I'm just going to use our Expedition grade shovel. Lugs line up, and again, you don't want to get it on there cockeyed, or you jam it up and have a heck of a time. So it's fairly close to bottomed out there. And there you have it, tire mounted. So then of course putting the tire back up, it's pretty much the same but in reverse order. Put the strap around it and winch her back up. There's just a lot more grunting in that procedure. Nut your back, lower butt as best you can,
Okay.
and hold on here together, both hands, back up. Okay, so this up part requires a little bit of heave-ho. So I've got the wifey poo on the rope duties, and I'm gonna be on the yanking duties. So up-ho. Leverage. You'll notice the smart man gets the wife to go on the lifting. And she's up. That is it. Then you let off the tension as she has and put on the bolts. Easy. Next, take off your jacks. And in fact, we did that already. How was that for you, sweetheart?
Easy.
Easy peasy. Oh, and our holes are even lined up perfectly. So in go the bolts. So then all that's left to do is, well, of course, don't forget to torque down your lug nuts and then retorque at, 100 kilometers and then again at 200 or something. And take down the jacks and all the paraphernalia, of course. That really wasn't so bad, especially if you have your wife doing the heavy lifting, and a view like this makes for a pretty great day. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.